Hello everybody, welcome to this round 2 of the Spring by Daylight, Dead by Daylight tournament I hosted. This one is going to be very different because this is more like a bloopers reel. One of the teams got disqualified for cheating as I detected that they were cheating midway through the game. So what had happened was, before the tournament started, I was informed that one of the players was a known cheater amongst the community, and he had a unique account that was not his primary account. I've had other people do this where they swap in different accounts, come in at a high rank 20 survivor, but play at a high skill level, usually because they have a couple of VAC bans or something on their main account to hide themselves. This player was also a last second stand-in for another one of the team's players, so it's not the team that was cheating, just this individual that was caught mid-game. Because of the profile I looked into and because of the forewarning I got, I had chose to watch this player from the very beginning and try to see what he saw and see if I could catch any wall hacking or anything going on. And what it seemed to me is that at the beginning of the game I had kind of got an idea where the killer was, and I would try to swap in between, figure out where the killer's at myself, and see how accurate Dwight was being with his tracking, and whether or not I could truthfully make proper decisions at my level of play if I were in his shoes. And to be fair, he was making a lot of calls that I couldn't have predicted. I could have made guesses and wasted a lot of my own time, but we all know that we don't typically do that if we're rushing for generators. If the killer comes finds us, the killer comes and finds us, but they won't be able to act before they get even an audio cue that the killer is coming. It just seemed that he was able to position his screen without having a glimpse of the survivor and move it along with the killer. I'm sorry, not glimpse of the survivor, glimpse of the killer. Glimpse of the killer and move it along with the killer as he moved behind walls and trees. And you could occasionally maybe get a glimpse of the chainsaw at one point, but that was already after he was tracking him pretty well. So enjoy the game for what it is, but I'll end the clip a little early since we had made the disqualification during stream. Thank you all. Legends versus Decisive survivors. Let's begin this game. We have Trapper as the killer, and then, well, 4 other characters doing their thing. Fangmin, our Meg, Dwight, and Claudette. We have good old Dwight, and it seems like the Trapper's set his first trap and has gone unnoticed. Oh, but does the turnaround, catches the Claudette, trying to go for that loop, but can't take the loop because there's already a trap there. Dwight seemingly wanting to go for that pallet itself. Is that a double? No, it is not. There's only one. Oh, the bait did not work out for them. What a pain indeed. Trapper playing the mind games, but that's not very easy to do in this map. Dwight going for the plays. Trapper wasting quite a bit of their time. Seems like there's a bit of latency issues on one end. 2 around the same pallet loop. Let's see from the Trapper's perspective. Does he? No, he does the lean. It just doesn't do any justice. As soon as the loop gets complete, doesn't seem Dwight. Ooh, first man down, no generators completed. Nurse's calling really taking effect here. It's good to see another killer existent in this role. Fangman taking a hit right off the bat. Returning and standing behind the killer. Woo! Wasting that pallet. It does not seem that this Trapper's going to put up with any nonsense here. First hook, they're starting to work on the generators. Dwight's finally there. Fangmin getting the heals in. Trapper saying hello. And then Fangmin doing a fake out, but 360 actually works. Killer lunging too short. Lunging again. If anybody doesn't know, when you play killer, to counteract this this action, you just click, and it does not lunge, it just hits. That will prevent somebody from running around you. Let that be known. About time taking effect, and that pallet also being wasted. Unbreakable doesn't seem to be a thing. This poor Dwight being abused. Dwight lives matter, kids. Their poor blocker plays may not always be what they need to be. Second hook already for Trapper. Game seems to be going well. No generators completed. The blood marks. Fangman getting caught out. Again, oh god, Trapper going for those lunges constantly. It's very interesting to see that he's really risking those hits. The Meg doing some very awkward run-walk play that seems to be getting them nowhere. Latency, a massive problem here. Gaining points where needed. Seems like the Trapper is out and about. Claudette making the save. Fang Min receiving her hook. Dwight getting saved. Trapper returning to his prey. Trapper found the Claudette. Misses with the sprint burst. Running out. Going to possibly make the save. Doing 360. Takes the hit. Not a worthwhile play. Doesn't even exchange a stun for 1,000 points. Trapper playing very patiently. And it does not seem to work out for Claudette. Claudette with no alternative way to get up. Teammates still unable to get one generator. This could mean quite a bit of trouble. Dwight on hook in death. Fangman stuck up there. Trapper capable of playing a very defensive game. Dwight going to disarm a trap. Seems like Switcher has found his toolbox. Will he go to disarm and remove the power that is Trapper? Who knows? Seems like my hardware is having a little bit of a problem. We are turning the fan on. Summer days. Well, it's spring by daylight, but we're getting weather like it's summer all of a sudden. 360s don't work, kids. Not in my rank, it doesn't. That is a true shame. Say goodnight, Dwight. Your light is out. Unable to make the plays they need to. It seems like they need to rush one gen. Hex Ruin still taking effect. Nolan looking for that Hex Totem. Going to have to power through it. A great skill check followed by a good skill check on Meg. Let's see how they choose to play this one out. Running that toolbox, getting increased repair speed. They could finish this just a couple of seconds faster. Might be more worth it to honestly work on 2 separate gens with that toolbox in order to get the maximum amount of speed. But we'll see how that plays out. Claudette going to work on a generator with the heartbeat of a Trapper nearby. Trapper down the stairs. Goes for a quick attack. Misses. The 360s go around him. Doesn't disorient him for long, but he went for the lunge. These 360s are seriously easy to defeat. I think I need to make the new meme. Not in my rank, it isn't. Well, Claudette's going to have to make the run. For as long as these 360s work, it's going to help them get closer to a win. Trapper going around the long way, keeping everyone injured. Meg taking the hit. Claudette running the other direction. Seems like Trapper has really kept this game from ending early. Taking real good advantage, keeping its traps up. This is quite a shock. Blood Lodge, a really palette-heavy map, one should say. With so many pallets around, I'm shocked he's not running Brutal Strength. The Nurse's Calling really kicking in, revealing locations. Claudette's going to be able to use this trap. Or, well, pallet. Trapper could use the trap. Trapper attempting to get the bait out, but Claudette doesn't fall for it. Claudette still inside, runs out the other direction. Trapper keeping up. Claudette fell down the long way. That causes a brief stun. If the 360s work, they work. You can't go against it. But when they don't, then your whole plan and strategy just kind of falls apart. Another hook for the Trapper, barbecue and chili. A great perk as far as revealing the location of survivors. He no longer needs to play defensive as he knows the location of everybody. Trying to fake out where they're at by looking in a different direction. Comes a little closer. Gets the hit on Fang Min. Fang Min gonna have to take a run now. The survivor at the furthest generator location is going to have to run and make the save if they so choose to, but risk the chance of hitting a trap. Let's see if that occurs. No, ran around the traps, no problem there. Seems that Trapper doesn't know if he wants to go for the pickup. Seems like he does. Is the basement here? It could be. It might be. But Trapper doesn't care. He lives a life of no care in the world. I would say certain things, but it's language in which we do not play by. Trapper running along the side. Uh-oh. Do we have a disconnect? Holy dick. What was that? That was some intense lag, people. This is, that was interesting. Trapper's still out and about. Gonna have to make the play. Defensive plays. Does Meg go for the save, or does Meg heal his downed ally? Fangman on her last leg. Trapper returning, likely to give that Fangman a welcome and a hello. Again, those 360s working their wonders. Killer just has to not lunge. Fangman in trouble. Trying to 360 with borrowed time. I'm not sure what the point of this is. Every hit they take reduces their points. Basement is at the shack. Does Trapper care enough? And he's looking around. Alright, barbecue and chili revealing an injured person. Still setting up those traps. One generator completed. No hatch will spawn due to the fact that hatch only spawns when generators completed are equal to living survivors +1. And, well, that's actually, yeah, that's spawn. So there are 2 survivors left +1. 3 generators must be completed. And then when there's 1 left, 2 must be completed. Not remaining, but completed. Trapper taking that stun. That 1,000 points will help Claudette. If they are in as much of a bind as they are, they just need to get as many points as they can. It's not always about survival, but it is about the points. Objective is one of many point types, and it seems that Trapper missed the Claudette right in the open. Let's go in to check the generator. Sees the Claudette, ignores the generator. Claudette taking off with that sprint burst, going to be able to continue a loop. Gets caught before she gets to that pallet, and down she goes. Seems like Meg hiding for whatever reason. We're going to have to see this Meg attempt to make a play here. Either drop the pallet on her face or go for the save. No urban immersion. Not able to get around nearly as fast by just crouching. Trapper making that thorough pass. Vision could be limited. How does Meg play this? Damage the generator to get some regression in. Picking up some traps, probably going to start placing and prepping. How much time is Meg going to give Claudette to heal up? This will be an interesting play. Sprint burst used to get over to the Claudette. Starts to heal whatever she can. Seems Claudette's back on her feet. No hook there. Trapper could have just killed the Claudette outright. I mean, there is 1 generator that needs to be completed. Meg successfully hiding here. Uh-oh. Is there a trap? No, baits him out. Right into the trap at the doorway. Oh, no. Takes the other hit. Doesn't get the points. If he went for the catch, that would have been 600 points in and of itself. Claudette on her own with the sprint burst. Makes it over. Does she go through the window? No, I can see the trap is right there through that grass. That is terrifying. Please go through that window. It would be hilarious. And into the hook. Unfortunate, but the team has finally wiped. The amount of points they gave to the Killer. Killer could have optimized his points a little better there by simply grabbing her out of the trap. But of course the danger of that would be the pallet stun. However, he did get everybody. So not much to complain about here. Walter taking his last breath. Trapper going to make the last play. Picks up his prize and walks down to the basement. The opposing team here is going to have to really come together to play against this Trapper. That's gonna make me dizzy. And that will wrap up our game for Legends' first match. Legends Killer will now take a step forward and do his best against this. But before we do, let's look at that score. We have Legends versus Decisive Survivors. I did not totally have a blank there. Hillbilly running. We have Dwight playing it safe with his allies here. Let's see. What's he looking at? Wait a minute. Did he? What's he looking at? Uh-oh. What's he doing? Behind the lodge. Anywhere near there? Yep, behind the lodge. Uh-oh. So why is he keeping looking that way? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. He seems to have a little bit of information. How did he follow that? How did he follow that? I could not see that hillbilly. So this is when the suspicion really caught on, when I saw him completely track a hillbilly with no audio cue other than chainsaws, but able to kind of get a glimpse of where he was going and then knew when he left. Now here you'll see Dwight backs away. There was no audio at this time other than just a chainsaw noise, but that could have been him running across the map. But he moves, and Claudette does not. And so he hid back here, and Claudette goes down because she got caught by the killer who did return, and then he'll stay here. I make a lot of over kind of assumptions here, seeing that he was tracking there. I got a bit of excitement. But here was the big deal, was he would know when the killer was leaving, what direction the killer was going, and would make actions when they were safe. And I would then go in to listen in to their call. Follows the killer. If the killer, he knows the killer's right in that location. No, okay. He didn't follow it perfectly. Sorry for the lack of commentary on this one. I'm pretty suspicious how a guy who is not, spectating is capable of following the directions of a killer pretty damn well, and preemptively knows where he's at, how far he is, and where he's going ahead of time. Give me just a second, kids. Give me just a second.
As long as we rush, Jens will win.
Yep, that's.
You gotta run.
Yeah. Nice.
He's coming, go, 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 go. I think you're safe.
The shack right now. I'm at the shack if you guys want to meet up.
Yeah, I'm working on the original gen. It's 90% done. This game is a lot better than that last one.
I'm working on this gen right by where auto went down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I might have tunneled that guy at the start. It's payback.
Bench maybe? Question mark?
Hey, Dwight.
Yeah.
How do you follow the killer's location without seeing him?
Well, he was on the hill over there.
Oh no, from the beginning of this game, you've been following him perfectly. And I can't see him on your screen. Without even a heartbeat or knowing where he's at, you seem to perfectly predict when he's coming, where he goes. And I'm jumping in between to follow where he's at. Is there any reason you're able to do this?
Not that I know.
I'm recovering.
Okay, coming for you.
He's coming back. He's coming back for me. He's coming for me.
Hey, someone go for the save.
I'm in a tool chest.
Oh my god.
You're in a tool chest. Are you shitting me?
Well, somebody said
From that point, he had done something I didn't see him do all game, and that was look around. For some reason, he avoided looking at his allies versus having done this before after being brought up in suspicion. And he doesn't know where the killer is this time and makes a very questionable play. But even here, he kind of follows the killer at this moment, as you can't see the killer going up and behind, but he knows to move around this rock, and then there goes the killer. This was very odd to me that I took kind of an official stance here, jumped back into chat with the killers, asked them to quit the game for me, and I disqualified the Decisive survivors, banning the cheater from my games. I had asked during that time that they please make a rebuttal if I am wrong. If they are truly innocent, all I ask is it just coincidence? But I got silence and no answer and no rebuttal and no ask to take this judgment back or ask for a rematch. It's awkward to me. Everything just lines up. So that was it. That was the call, and that's where the game had ended. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you supporting this tournament. I hope we have better matches moving forward. I gotta prepare for my wedding, and I gotta get the Trapper video ready so that you guys have your guide before I go to the wedding, so I can come back fresh and start anew on the next killer guide. So thank you all, and as always, good game.